start with a question. How much of what happened during your early childhood do you think helped make you who you are today? Probably more than you think. While most of us do not remember much from our early childhood, the early years of our lives are a critical time of development. During early childhood, children go through physical, social, emotional, language, and cognitive development. In order for young children to be successful in life, they need the right start. With that said, early childhood education is important because it provides young children with the learning environments they need to grow into successful adults and members of their society. Through the classes in the early childhood program at Madison College, I have learned firsthand just how impactful these first years of life are, both for the children as well as for society. In this speech, I will discuss what early childhood is and the development that occurs during this time, what early childhood education is, and the benefits of early childhood education for young children as well as society. First off, to define early childhood. Early childhood is the first 8 years of life. During this time, there is rapid development. Selena Lowe, an author and senior editor at the United Kingdom peer-reviewed medical journal, The Lancet, states, epigenetic, immunological, physiological adaptations to the environment occur from the conception, and these adaptations affect development through the life course. In other words, development occurs right away in life and has lifelong impacts, making the experiences children have during these years that much important. While young children are developing in all areas, physically, social, emotionally, verbally, one of the biggest areas of development is cognitive, or their brain development. Young children are making thousands of connections within their brains during the first years. In fact, according to Neil Heffun, a founder and director of the University of California, Los Angeles Center for Healthier Children, Families, and Communities, the number of connections in a young child doubles to approximately 1,000 trillion by age 3. These connections are impacted by the experiences and interactions the child has during these times. For example, the more positive and nurturing interactions and experiences the child has early on, the more connections made. Over time, the connections in the brain that are not used are eliminated. This means that if the knowledge that the child has gained from an experience is not used, again, the connection in the brain that made that knowledge possible is eliminated. On the other hand, connections that are reinforced continue to grow stronger. It is essential that young children form the right amount of connections. Those who have too many or too few may experience behavioral or cognitive disorders. This proves just how important early experiences are. As I've discussed, early childhood is the first 8 years of a child's life and is filled with rapid development, especially brain development. Now we will discuss what early childhood education is. Timothy Bartik is an economist who studies the economic benefits of early childhood education. Bartik defines early childhood education as any publicly supported program that has a principal purpose of providing children younger than the age of 5 with education services. Now that we know the general definition of early childhood education, we're going to discuss what quality early education is. While there is no consistent definition of what quality education is, there are a few factors that experts agree make up quality care. According to Robert Pinata, a researcher of the connection between education and human development, these factors are a program's structural elements, features of the classroom environment, the dimensions of teacher-student interactions that children experience directly, and aggregate indices. A program's structural elements include the length of the school day, qualified staff, and the class size. Full-day programs with qualified staff and small class sizes are the highest quality programs. The features of the classroom environment include an environment that is rich in stimulating materials and interactions. The more positive interactions between a child and teacher and a child and their peers, the more the child develops and learns. Aggregate indices include quality rating scales. These rating scales can be used by programs to see where there are areas in their environment that need fixing in order to be higher quality. One thing that is important to know when it comes to quality early childhood education is the childcare trilemma. The childcare trilemma refers to the relationships between the need for quality childcare, accessibility, and affordability of that care, for parents and the fair and suitable compensation for the staff that provides the care. In order to be considered the highest of quality, early childhood programs must provide all three. However, many early childhood programs struggle to provide all three, hence the name, the Child Care Trilemma. For example, a program may be able to offer affordability and accessibility for families, but are then not able to pay their staff a fair wage. This in turn impacts the quality of the program. We are now familiar with the fact that early childhood is the first 8 years of a child's life, and that early childhood education, according to Timothy Bartik, is providing children younger than age 5 with education services, and that the Child Care Trilemma consists of the relationship between the quality of care, fair compensation for staff, and the affordability and accessibility for families. Now we will discuss what makes early childhood education for young children so important for children as well as their society. Through early childhood education, children learn the life skills they need to be successful. To use an example by Bartik, the child's brain is more malleable prior to age 5 than in later years. Suppose an early childhood program increases the child's skills, cognitive skills such as math and reading skills, social skills such as getting along with peers and teachers, character skills such as patience, persistence, and self-confidence. All these skills will help the child to be prepared for future learning. When a child is prepared for future learning, they are more likely to be successful in school. When the children are more successful in school, they are more likely to have a better job and higher pay when they grow up. As Bartik says, these higher earnings will also mean they are a more productive member of society, which brings us to my final point, the benefits of early childhood education for society. Some benefits for society, according to early childhood education researcher Lynn A. Curley, include less need for special education services, improved high school graduation rates, higher earnings, and less criminal activity in adulthood, and less need for social services. So what does this all mean? When we invest in children when they are young, they are more successful in life, and the more successful a child is, the more successful society will be. To conclude, much has been discussed today. We've discussed what early childhood is, the rapid brain development of early childhood, what early childhood education is, what the Child Care Trilemma is, and the benefits of early childhood education for the child as well as society. Early childhood is filled with rapid development, physically, socially, emotionally, and cognitive. With that said, early childhood education is important because it provides young children with the stimulating and secure learning environments they need to grow into successful adults and members of their society. If you remember one thing from this speech, make it this: providing better futures for our children begin now. Investing in early child education is the most rewarding investment we can make. The payoff may not be immediate, but if we provide our children with quality starts now, we will all have a brighter future. Thank you.